and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva. This is Eve the Vegan, where I share all things simple and sustainable living from the perspective of an environmental science student, ethical vegan and activist. And today is a very requested video, and that is the Fairphone 4 review. So I'm actually currently filming on the Fairphone. I'm going to continue filming and just insert pictures and videos where appropriate to show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the Fairphone. So first thing I wanted to address is obviously I share all things about sustainable living, and using what you already have is the most sustainable option, and buying secondhand is the most sustainable option, especially when it comes to tech. Buying new tech is very unsustainable, which is kind of like, I want to basically just talk about why I actually bought a brand new phone. I've been using refurbished phones for quite some time, and I couldn't afford higher end refurbished phones, something like an iPhone 11, 12. That is why I bought the Fairphone, because it is at a lower price point so I could afford it as a student. And I knew a couple of years ago that I was going to be buying a Fairphone at some point, or be buying a new phone or a new camera at some point. And so again, I had like put money aside and budgeted for that in the future. So I first found out about Fairphone when they brought out their Fairphone 2. So it was quite a long time ago. I remember finding out and thinking, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, a phone that actually aligns with my ethics. I didn't buy a phone then because after talking to like members of my family, it wasn't quite there. It wasn't quite good enough to be used as a smartphone the way that I use a smartphone. And then when the Fairphone 4 came out and my phone died, it was like, wow, okay, this is like the perfect opportunity. And I talked to some people around me about it, and they seemed very happy for me to make that choice and to purchase that, because it seemed to be a good option for me. The Fairphone was actually born out of a kind of like a social justice movement to try and improve conditions, working conditions for making electronic goods, promote education so that people know what they're buying when they buy electronic goods, and the conditions that people are working in to mine for metal ores and to manufacture these devices. And then because there was nothing on the market, they decided to create their own phone, which is the Fairphone, and that launched in, I think, 2013. And yeah, they're still a very small company. They're based in Amsterdam, and yeah, so the Fairphone was born. The whole aim of the Fairphone is to create a phone that is repairable, lasts a long time, is fair, so it has a positive impact on people and the environment. The phone is actually modular by design. You can take it apart with 7 screws, and there are multiple videos here on the YouTube of people doing that, so you can check that out if you want to. So the phone is modular by design so that you can replace parts. So you can buy a new screen, which I think retails at about 80 euros, and you just order the spare parts off of their website. You can also get a new USB-C port, which is actually one of the most common things on phones to break, is the charging port. So that's really good as well. And the battery, of course, because the battery over time does decline. So it's really good that you can replace all these things. However, there is a downside to this modular design, and that is that the phone is not very waterproof. In fact, it's not waterproof, and it's not dustproof. So you do need to be careful with the phone. The Fairphone I got came in at just under £600, and I got the larger RAM and the larger memory, and I got it in black. I ordered my Fairphone as a pre-order when the Fairphone 4 first came out, and I ordered it in October, and I didn't get it till December. Which was a bit of a bummer, and it was, yeah, it was a bit of a shame. But, you know, whenever I contacted them to see where it was, because there was quite a lack of communication between them and me when it came to like, when am I going to get my phone? But actually they were always really nice and really reassuring and just really apologetic. I think it's just because of Brexit, COVID, there's been a shortage of chips, just so many things just piled on top of each other just mean that they just couldn't get the phones out to people who bought them, and they just had no idea when they were going to come either. I didn't realise at that time that you can only buy Fairphone cases from Fairphone and screen protectors for Fairphones from Fairphone. Because they're such a small company, you can't just get them on Amazon or get them from Peeler. I've been without a case for the whole time, but the phone feels sturdy, like it doesn't feel like it's going to break. So this is what I've been keeping my phone in until I wait for companies to start making more affordable cases and stuff, really, and I want to get a biodegradable case. The Fairphone 4 comes with a 5-year guarantee, which includes 5 years of software updates as well. Also the first ever smartphone to have Fairtrade Gold, and to be electronic waste neutral. It's also 5G, is super fast. In fact, a lot of the time I just use my 5G rather than using the Wi-Fi because it's quicker. It is over a 6-inch screen, which is the biggest phone I've had by far. And I have like quite small hands, so I do struggle to like get my hand around it. So it's definitely like a two-handed job for sure. But it is great for like watching videos, and it's got such a great screen, and I think it records really well as well. It can record in 4K. I record in 1080. It is weird because it takes so much longer to export videos now because they're so much higher quality, but it is a really good quality. It's a really good camera. It's got a 48 megapixel back camera, 24 megapixel front camera, which for someone that, you know, shares content, I mean, it's not like my job or anything. It's just really good for me to have something that actually works. One other thing I wanted to talk about when it came to the Fairphone is the fact that you have to pay extra to get it with a charging lead. So it's a USB-C. It doesn't have fast charging that I know of. I've used a fast charging cable and it didn't charge any faster. It's quite slow at charging, but the battery lasts a long time. And I'm assuming it's slow at charging, it doesn't use fast charging because fast charging depletes the battery. So I'm assuming that's just to make it last longer. The battery does last a really long time. If I don't spend hours and hours and hours on my phone every day, then it could last me 2-3 days. It does, however, slow down when it gets low on battery. I've experienced that with older phones, but I never experienced that with an iPhone. I found that 1% went a really long way, whereas on this, the 1% doesn't go very far. But then again, the battery is just so much better. You have to pay extra for the lead and the charger if you want it, because nowadays it's just assumed that everyone has so many and there's no point giving out leads to people that really don't need them. It also doesn't have a headphone jack, which is, I think it was quite controversial for them not to put one in because they're called leaded headphones, tend to last longer than Bluetooth headphones that are like loose because you lose one or they get damaged or whatever. I personally use Bluetooth headphones anyway, so it doesn't bother me at all. It's the same situation with most new phones being built nowadays, they don't have a headphone jack. So yeah, so that is kind of my review of the Fairphone 4. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you're interested in all things simple and sustainable living, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. Have a beautiful day, stay kind, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.